Hey, you guys, it's your girl Bree. I'm, you know, getting them downloads. You heard me? So when I get them, I'm gonna just talk my stuff. There's a thousand ways you can go wrong, but there's only one way that you can go right, and that's with God. You want to try Him today? The same way we nourish life, we nourish our pain. Women was created to be a nourishment. We learn from the pain we go through, and we try to nourish others going through. With God, we have to stop and deal with the things that's pulling us down and holding us back. We must, excuse me, y'all, face our own giants. God will use your past to help your future. Examples. He allowed NBA players from the hood to go back to the hood to help the kids in the hood. If you look at the late Young Dolphin and Nipsey Hussle, how he allowed them to go back and minister to the hood and change and help so many lives. How they ministered and encouraged the young when they learned to live. When you learn to live with the stuff that people were saying about you, that kept bringing up your past when God was trying to bring them into your future. Sometimes you have to live through your own battles of the words going on in your own mind. God shows us that His words are stronger than our criticism. Sometimes we got to be able to live with what we can't live down. You don't need all those things you want because God is taking care of you. A thousand things in a thousand ways you went wrong. But you see, when you decided to trust in the Lord, everything went right. We did a lot of stuff wrong in our life. Like we could have had attitudes with people we wasn't supposed to have attitudes. We were supposed to connect with people that we didn't connect with. We were supposed to let go people that we didn't let go of. And that brings us to a stronger place where we are now. We have to learn to let all that stuff go, relive, live down what we didn't do right, and focus on what we're doing right now. Because we're going to fall a thousand times, but as long as we get up and stand, I don't care how many times you fall, as long as you keep continuing to get yourself up and stand and do what you're supposed to do. Like, listen, God will bring a prostitute who been selling cat all her life go back to minister to another little girl who's going through that, who's been down that road so that she don't go down that road. God to take a drug dealer and go minister to the little cats on the street who trying to hustle. You hear me? He will use anybody. Do not think that God is not using you on trying to help somebody else. If you only just reach one person, you're doing what God called you to do. No matter who is trying to stop you, stop thinking that you're not fulfilling what He called you to do. Stop thinking that you're not going to achieve or nobody is listening because they listening. You heard me? They just don't want to give you your props on what you're saying is real. But they listen to what you're saying and just keep doing you. Just keep listening. Just keep putting out what God told you to put out. Just keep ministering to who you need to minister to because you are reaching them. They just when the time right, he gonna make them show up and show out on your behalf. But as for right now, you allow them, you allow yourself to stand and minister to that child that's going through, or minister to this person or minister to that person. Just continue to do what He wants you to do because He's calling you to do something. It is greater than what you think. It's more powerful than what you think. You think that you're just speaking. He's giving you these things to say and do just to reach a little bit of people. When you're reaching people all over the world, He wants you to reach your nation. You're going to overturn a nation. You have to get the confidence and the power within yourself. Don't be scared if you got a speech impediment. Don't be scared if you get words all misright. Don't let none of that stop you. None of that stopped you. You keep pressing forward to what He has for you. Keep pressing forward to what He's calling you to do. Because guess what? He's guiding you. He's leading you. What you don't have, He's going to supply for you. He's going to supply that for you. Don't worry about that. You don't have the money to start your business. Just take that first step and watch how He supply the money. You will have every equipment you need, everything that you want and need to start that business because your heart is pure. Make sure you're doing everything with pure intentions, not to brag upon yourself, but let your work brag for yourself. Let it speak for yourself. It's okay to put your business and stuff out there, but let your words, your actions speak for you. Let other people brag and boast up on you. Because a lot of people, like, A lot of people be like, um, when God bless you with something, it's not for you to brag. Well, how? Make it make sense, because God said He would prepare a table before you in the presence of your enemies. So how is that not? Yes, that's what it go. Like when a lot of people counted you out, like Nipsey, Young Dolphin, and them. People counted them out. People that counted them out. So they spun the bin. They spun the bin to show them. Like, yeah, yeah, with the yeah. Like, yeah, you counted me out, but God counted me in. And that's how it go. The people that count you out, they just be looking at you as the physical person. They don't be looking at you as the spiritual person. They don't be looking at the greater picture, because they can't see, they blind. They can't see. And sometimes God gotta blind people from your true character and your true intentions, because He wants them to see. He just wants them to see you at your worst and see how they treat you at your worst. So when you be your best, you know that they can't come with you. They can't spin the bin back up on you, because when you was at your worst, they downplayed you and they dog you out. So when you get at your best, it ain't no spinning the bin and try to come back and be friendly. It's not none of that. So you got to know that even though you fall, even though a thousand things may go wrong, man, you still got to be the goat that you is. You still got to be the head honcho that you is. You still got to stand on their neck. You heard me? Keep your foot on your neck. Keep one of your foots on their neck and your other foot on their chest at all given times. You heard me? Don't allow them to come up. The ones that doubted you, the ones that didn't believe in you, the ones that laughed at you, the ones that thought you wasn't going to make it, and all that. Man, don't allow them to come up at all. You keep your foot on their neck. You heard me? Don't even allow them to come in 50 feet of you. You heard me? You let your yeses be yeses and your no's be no's, because you remember when? Oh, you thought I forgot? Nah, that's not what we doing. But you do what He called you to do. You touch the people you need to touch, because like I said, women are nurturers, okay? So if a woman is in your life and she's nurturing you, really taking her time to care for you and nurture you, you don't misuse it. Men are providers. If a man is in your life and he's providing for you and he's making sure that you and yours go without nothing, don't misuse that. Don't misuse that, because men are put here to be providers. Women are put here to nurture. We're nurture. I never seen, well, to each his own, but I'm just talking about, I never really seen nobody I be around, if somebody else's child get hurt, that they don't run to try to help that child. That motherly instincts kick in to nurture that child. That's just what it is, because women are nurturers. And while we doing what God want us to do, to nurture one another, to help one another, to pray for one another, God is helping us. You see, God takes care of His. When you be about God's business, the devil has no room to play in your business. So when you're speaking what God told you to speak, when you're marching, when you're cooking, when you're feeding, when you're mentoring, when you're designing, when you're doing all this, I don't care where you started from. A lot of us start from the bottom, and a lot of us start in the midway. You see, it's easy for somebody to appreciate stuff when you had to get it out the mud. But when something handed to you, when you're a spoon-fed baby, you don't appreciate what you got. But when you had to get it off the gristle, you appreciate what you have. You appreciate everything that you have, because you know the sweat, the tears, the lonely nights, the not eating, the all this that you had to go through to get where you at now. So you appreciate your struggle. You heard me? A lot of people don't understand your struggle, so they're not going to understand your hustle. You heard me? They'll judge the struggle that you went through, only to know that the struggle made you the boss that you is. Okay? They don't understand how you bossing, how you move like a boss, how you walk like a boss, how you talk like a boss, from what you come from. You see, but what I come from, I didn't adapt to what I came from, because I knew that greater was for me. Nipsey knew that greater was for him. Young Dolphin knew that greater was for him. When you know that greater is for you, when you really, really hungry, you going to eat. All caps on eat. By all means necessary. You heard me? You don't get it out the grud. You heard me? You don't go to the nitty gritty and get it. By all means necessary. You ain't going to let nobody or nothing stop or hinder you from eating. When you hungry, I'm talking about truly hungry, it's up. But if you're not hungry for it, you're going to sit down, you're going to procrastinate, you're going to second guess yourself, you're going to do all that. But when you got mouths to feed, yeah, when you got business to take care of, when you trying to create your legacy, when you leaving a living legacy for your children, when you own something, when you know where you stand at, when you know where you're supposed to be at, when you know what you come here to do, you gonna eat. Ain't nothing. You got ambition, motivation. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. Ain't nothing gonna stop you. Whether you gotta listen to gospel, gangster, zydeco, swing out, hard rock, jazz, blues, contemporary, no matter what you gotta listen to motivate you, you gonna get motivated. You gonna get up and you gonna handle your business. You ain't gonna never let the business handle you. You don't make that money, but never let that money make you. You heard me? See, a lot of people, when they get that money, they let that money go to their head. But then some of us, we get the money and we stay cool. We act like we broke. We play broke and we stay cool. You heard me? We don't go after all that fashion designer stuff. We just live an honest, modest life. You heard me? But some of them, they get that money and they let it go to their head. They get the power and they let it go to their head. Because they ain't never experienced that. They ain't never had that. You heard me? And they didn't get the power in the way that they were supposed to get it. But when you walking into your true self and your true calling and you get that power, you're going to reach down and help your other brother and sister and let them know the things you see in them. You heard me? You're going to be able to prophesize over their life and let them know, hey, this is going to take place for you. Saddle up, get ready to ride, because it's about to be a bumpy ride. You heard me? God about to take you on a journey that you ain't even ready for, but I want you to get ready. You heard me? Saddle up. Some things about to hit you from the left and the right, but you got to learn to stand up on the things that's about to hit you. You got to stay focused on what he has for you. Don't get distracted. You heard me? You're about to take some major losses. You heard me? But you better stand firm on what he has told you and how he has told you, and he wants you to move this way. Don't move that way. Don't go touch nothing. You going through something, man. Don't get on the phone and tell everybody what you going through. It's just you and God. Ride this thing out with him, because guess what? I know you don't see it now, but in the end, I promise you're going to stand. You're going to stand so firm on all 10. You heard me? A whole hurricane going to come and it ain't going to move you. That's how solid you're going to be on all 10. Once God get through with you and get through from taking you where he got to go, and after you get through from doing what he needs to do, you're going to stand on all 10. Your legacy is going to be for real, for real. You heard me? For real, for real. Then you going to have the ones that was talking about you and they said going coming back like, yeah, I used to kick it with her. Yeah, blah, 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 blah. I used to kick it with him. That was my partner. Woo, 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 this and that. All that fake stuff. You heard me? They're going to be coming back with all that fake stuff. But guess what? That ain't even going to matter. You heard me? Because the ones that rolled with you, the ones that was riding with you heard me, they're going to be on side of you. And the ones that wasn't going to be trying to get inside the gate, but they ain't going to be able to get inside the gate because God moved them out of your way, because all they was trying to do is hinder you. They didn't believe in your hopes and your dreams, but you believed in yourself. Never lose hope of who you are for nobody. You heard me? Never let nobody tell you, make you feel less than, or get you off of your grind. You heard me? You grind till you can't grind no more. You eat till you can't eat no more. You heard me? You don't be running around here allowing nobody else to try to make you feel like you unworthy, or try to make you feel that you ain't who you say you is. Man, you a whole goat out here. You a whole stepper. You better step in every section. You heard me? You better step. I don't care. I don't care if you selling one t-shirt, one Timberland, one plate of food. If you got one student want to learn tap, dance, jazz, if you got one client on braiding hair, I don't care if you got one house you're cleaning up. I don't care what it is. I don't care if you just got one person, man, that you better work, twerk, do whatever to that one person. You better make sure that one person is satisfied, because guess what? When God is ready and God put you and show you, the people gonna be looking for you. You ain't gonna have to go look for nobody. God already got people set up looking for you. You heard me? So guess what? God is trying to be small and be a little town name, when God trying to make you a name of the nation. You heard me? He trying to let everybody know your name. So you need to saddle up. You need to get your head right. You need to get your mind right. Stop playing mind games with your own self. Get out your feelings. Stay out your feelings. You ain't got no feelings. You heard me? You don't need time. It ain't time to be worried about no relationship. It's not time to be worried about none of it. It's time to get to your bag, get to your money. It's time for you to eat, and eat by all means. It's time to flip it by all means necessary. So guess what? That's what you need to be focused on. Flipping your money. You heard me? God said you're a breadwinner. So be a breadwinner. You heard me? Stack it, flip it, stack it, flip it, stack it, flip it, and stack it. That's what he wants you to do. You heard me? He wants you to stay focused up on your work. He wants you to stay focused up on yourself. He wants you to to know 1,000 things went wrong in your past. But now, everything that you went through in your past, everything that you learned from your past and everything that happened in your past, you're applying it to your present. You're applying it to your present. And that's why you pressure. You heard me? You pressure, and you're going to always be pressure, because guess what? When stuff could have broke you, when it could have damaged you, when it could have hurt you, man, you walked that down. You heard me? You walked through the fire. You walked through the flood. You walked through the rain. You walked through the pain. You walked through the heartache. You walked through the body shame. You walked through all these things. You heard me? God was holding your hand. You seen the tunnel at the end of the light. So you say, I know what I'm going to follow. I know where I'm going to go. And you went where you needed to go. You did what you had to do. And so God is rewarding you for the good that you did. He's standing with you. You heard me? He said, when you cut that ribbon on your business, just know it was all God. When you see this smile on my face, just know it was all God. When you see me shouting in a public, just know it was all God. It was nobody but him, because it wasn't me. It wasn't me. If it wasn't for him, I'd been dead and gone. But he seen purpose in my life. He found favor upon my life. He kept me. And that's what you need to start encouraging, telling yourself. God found favor upon you. God found life up in you. God knew that you was a go-getter. He knew that you was going to prosper. He knew that you was going to eat. So that's why he gave you through the test. That's why he allowed you to be drugged through the mud. That's why he allowed you to be heartbroken. That's why he allowed you to be abandoned as a child. That's why he allowed all these things to happen to you, because God knew that you was the GOAT. He knew that you was the one who was going to complete the mission. He knew that you was not a soldier, but you was a warrior. You see, because soldiers go AWOL. You heard me? But a warrior, man, you could cut, stab, drag, beat, bust to the white meat, all that on a warrior. A warrior still gonna fight. A warrior gonna still go. A warrior gonna fight till you take them out. Period. So God knew you was a warrior. He knew that. So that's why he gave you the mission. He gave you the battles. He gave you the storms, because he knew that you could fight it head on. God knew if he could send 50 giants at you, he knew you was going to conquer all 50 of them giants, because he knew the strength that was in you. You heard me? He knew the strength. He knew the spirits that was in you. He knew the calling that was in you. He knew who you were. He knew that you would walk it. So that's why he giving it to you, because God said he knew that he could keep you last. You heard me? Because he knew you would come out first. You heard me? So he said, that's why you wasn't rushing to be first. That's why you wasn't rushing to be seen. That's why you stayed patient and you stayed humble and you liked to be in the back. He said, that's why you observe. You're observing. He said, you observed everybody and everything that was going on around you. He said, because God thought when they caught you slipping with your pants down, you really caught them slipping, and you had to show them better than you could tell them. And now they looking stupid, not understanding how you knew. But God say that's how you played it, because you played the game how the game go. And when you learn how to master the game, then guess what? What you could do is you could teach them a little something, but you'll never show them all the points of how you master that game. Because God say he allowed you to know the things that you know. He gave you the wisdom, knowledge, power, and understanding that you have. And he said, your knowledge comes straight from him. He said, and they don't understand why. They don't understand how. They don't understand why it's you and how it's you. God say, but what's understood to you, it don't have to be explained to them. God say you don't have to clear up nothing with nobody. God say if you cut somebody off, that's on you. You ain't got to explain to them why you don't fool with them no more. Man, listen, just know, partner, you out of there. Period. God say you ain't got to do all that. If you don't fool with your family no more, just know I don't fool with you. That's it. I don't care who, ain't it, uncle, whatever. Whoever you choose not to fool with no more in 2022, you ain't got to explain nothing to nobody. God say don't clear up nothing with nobody. Let them think whatever they want to think, feel how they want to feel. Let them say whatever they want to say, because God say you are chosen when he going to fight all your battles. God say he wants you to sit back and relax and focus on what he have told you to focus on, and allow him to fight your battles. Because God say the people, they not on your level. So you don't have no reason to be stressing over them. You ain't got no reason to be explaining to them. Say you tried to help them. They ain't want no help. They felt like you was unworthy to tell them something because they had more than you. So they looked at you like you was less than. You heard me? God say they played you. You was a whole Cinderella, but they want to play you like the stepsister. So God say, nah, they got to watch you. You heard me? They got to watch you. And now they mad because they can't come to you. You heard me? They mad because they can't come to the castle with you and enjoy the party and sip some milk and honey. You heard me? Eat some grapes and cheese. They mad about it. You heard me? They mad about that. They can't do it. They access denied to the kingdom. God said, but they did it to themselves. He said, when he sent you to minister and to help these people, to heal these people, to encourage these people and let these people know God say you was giving them out free advice when they should have been paying you for it. God say they should have been great for paying you for it, offering to pay it, but God say they were just sucking from you, want to suck all your advice, suck your energy, suck your time, and say then God say then they tried to use it for themselves. You heard me? Say the advice you giving them, the knowledge that you sharing with them, they trying to play it off like it was their knowledge and their stuff. God say they trying to use you, trying to play you like a fool. You heard me? God say they try to play you like a fool and end up playing themselves. Now they around here looking like a duck quacking. You hear me? God say, allow yourself to be who you are. Allow yourself to move when he tell you to move. Speak when he tell you to speak. He say, stay focused, stay grounded, stay rooted. Stay grounded, stay rooted. He say, don't think that it's over because you got to this stepping stone and this mile in your life. Don't feel like that it's over with them. Say they still gonna be trying to stop you. They still gonna be doing this. They still gonna be ganging up. They still gonna be gang stalking you. They still gonna be slandering your name. They still gonna be doing something. But God say he need not for you to worry about none of that. He need you to worry about what he told you to do and how he told you to move and make sure that you move and how he told you to move. You heard me? Because God say he's gonna break them and he gonna break them right in front of you. He said that's what he gonna do. He gonna break them right in front of you because God say he said you his anointed. He said touch not my anointed and do my prophet nor my prophetess no harm. So God say if you minister to them, if you telling them to do all these things and they started trying to harm you, started trying to dig a ditch for you and not respecting what you tell them, God say guess what, cut them off. You heard me? Cut them off. He said you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make them drink. You heard me? He said if they ain't hungry, that's on them. Because you hanging around bosses. You heard me? You hanging around people with millionaire mindsets. God say it's no time for you to hang around any pleasants. It's no time for you to keep these squares in your circle. Period. Well, I got an octagon, so it ain't no time for me to keep no squares in my octagon. So God say he needs you to do. God say he needs you to do what he needs you to do. Y'all excuse my baby just waking up. Y'all, God say he needs y'all to do what he needs you to do. He needs you to speak. He needs you to speak. He needs you to stand. And he needs you to not waver on what you know. You heard me? He say what you know. It's not what they showing you or not what they trying to tell you. It's what you know within yourself. You heard me? Don't second guess yourself for nobody. Say if somebody coming and tell you something, but you know deep down in yourself that it's not right, God say you stop them right then and say, listen, that ain't it. That ain't it right there. But you be honest and truthful within yourself. Don't let these people mind F you. Period. You heard me? Because that's what they want to do. They want to play mind games with you. They want you to get you all vulnerable and get your feelings. You ain't 2022, you ain't got no feelings. You heard me? Everything is personal. You heard me? No feelings. Everything is personal. Your hunger, this eat you have is personal. You heard me? This attitude you have is personal. You feel what I'm saying? This isolation you have is personal. Everything is personal. You taking everything personal. You taking everything personal. You're not allowing anything to get you off your track. You're not allowing anything to move you. You taking everything personal and you're moving how he asks you to move. You're moving how God wants you to move. You're not trying to fit into nobody. You're not trying to fit into nobody's group, nobody's friendship circles. You're not trying to do any of that. But what you're trying to do is do what God told you to do, and how he wants you to move. And that's all you focus on. You're not focused on that. You don't have time for no friendships. You don't have time for that. If it's not about the money, if we ain't sitting down talking about a business plan or how we about to eat, then guess what? You don't have time for it. You leaving them squares where they at. You leaving them scrubs where they at. You leaving them opportunities where they at. You leaving these narcissists where they at. You leaving all these, hold on guys. Yeah, you leaving all these people where they at. You're not allowing these people to get you off your throne. You're not allowing these people to stop you from eating. You're not allowing these people nothing. You doing what you got to do. You doing what God told you to do, and that's it. You nurturing what you need to nurture, and you cutting off what you need to cut off. Remember, you have failed at 1,000 things. You heard me? 1,000 things could have went wrong in your life. But God, his grace and his mercy, it was him all along. It was nobody else. I want you to remember that. It was nobody else. You heard me? When your back was against the wall and it felt like it was over, it was nobody but God. God made a way for you out of no way. God took you out of that. messed up relationship. God took you out of that one-sided friendship. God took you out of that one-sided church house. God took you off of that one-sided job. God took you out of every situation that was not good, not serving your highest good. And he set you on a solid foundation. It was him. It was all God. He gets all the glory, all the praise because it was him. Your business is taking off because of God. Your visions are clear because of God. Your knowledge is powerful because of God. The words you speak, the authority in your voice is because of God. It is all him. It is all him. By all means necessary, it is him. They slandered your name because of God. You heard me? They slandered you because God allowed you to go to that persecution. He allowed you to go through that slander. He allowed you to go through that betrayal, that backbiting, that gossiping. He allowed you to go through that defamation of character. You heard me? Because he knew it wouldn't break you. He knew that it would build you. It would strengthen you. He knew that you would come out sneaky queen. He knew you would come out clean. He knew that. He knew that it wouldn't touch you. He knew that you wouldn't come out bald. He knew that you wouldn't come out worried. He knew that you wouldn't come out with none of that because he knew the favor that was upon your life. So he had to allow you to go through all those things so you could see the favor that was upon your life, so you could see what you was destined here to be. He had to let you go through that so he could see. So you could see what he sees in you. So you could see why these people were stopping you, why these people was trying to hinder you, why these people was trying to do all this stuff to you. So you could see who you truly are. He said, but you got it now. He said, you so woke right now, you don't even need no coffee. That's how woke you is. God said, you woke now, you see. Out your peripheral, out your regular vision, you see it all. God says, you see it. Your ears open, your nose open, your mouth open, your crown chakra open, your throat chakra open, your heart chakra open, your root chakra open. He said, everything open. He said, everything open. He said, you clothed with the truth. And they don't like it. God said, don't like that you clothed with the truth. He said, but he don't care. He don't care what they like. And you need not to care what they don't like either. He said, because you need to be obedient to him and what he told you to do. Spare none. I don't care if it's your children. Spare none. Speak your truth and say your truth. I don't care if it's your parents. Spare none. God say, no mercy. You heard me? No mercy. He said, because when you were showing mercy, they took you for a joke. So now you show no mercy. Keep your foot on their neck and on their chest. Ain't nothing. You ain't getting by nothing. Ain't no moving. Ain't no nothing. See, God said they was poking. They was poking and they was poking and they was poking. They was poking. They was poking to get that street reaction out of you. To get that hood reaction out of you. God say, so when you flip the script and you hit them with that knowledge and that power that you had, God say, now they saying, well, where this come from? God say, but you was his best little secret. You heard me? God say you was his best little secret. That's why he kept you a secret. God said, now you're out now. Now they know about you now. God said, now they know about you. And God said, you continue to speak. You continue to be real. You continue to keep that stuff true. God said, no matter who you got to lose. God said you was here to save many. So stand, take your rightful place where he have ordained you to be. Well, it's your girl, Bree. I'm going to sign off right here. I hope you guys have a blessed and prosperous Monday. Remember, each one reach one so we can teach one. Remember that. You heard it from Bree. You heard me? Just know you heard it from Bree. Peace.